jig tool is kind of already installed. So what you do is that to run that, what I will do is that I will just do docker run it. It means I want to kind of get inside that operating system once it get executed. -v is the volume that I want to mount from my host system to that container image. Okay. So what I will do is that I will give the present working directory, as the input. So here the present working directory is downloads folder. So that will be mapped to the pcap folder, of that container image. Okay. And now I will give bro platform / bro colon 3.0.00.0, which is a tag. Okay. And then I will ask the container image to give me the what do you say, the cell where I can execute certain commands on that container image. So that's why I wrote bin/bash. Okay. So once I execute that, thing is that it will take some time. So let that container image get started up. Okay, so now we are inside the cell of that container image. I'll just do clear. And now if I do ls, I see that, okay, there are multiple folders. The same, like it's another Linux operating system running. It has a jig tool installed. And I know that I have mounted my host system to the pcap file, right? So I will now go to the pcap and do ls. And now I see the pcap file over here. So one of the easiest ways, so obviously I have kind of mentioned how to do that on the Wireshark. One of the easiest way to again do that, there's another way. You can just do jig -r and then the name of the pcap file, obviously over here. Okay. So once you do that, after some time, this pcap file will be processed for you and you will get multiple log files. Okay. So this pcap file has been processed. What I will do is that to review that, I will just exit from this operating system, because the response will be in the pcap folder, which is already mounted in the host downloads folder, right? So if I exit from here and do ls, and now you see that there are multiple log files over here, .log. And now if you see, like you remember that I was looking at the DHCP logs and getting the information. What I will do now is that I will just do clear, and then let's do ls, and let's do cat dhcp.log and maybe less. Okay. And now I'm just reading the DHCP log that was generated by that pcap file. And once I do that, I see that, okay, it has multiple fields over here, which says, like, if you see that there are multiple fields, like client address, server address, and all. So what I do is that the client address is 146, 137, 139. So these are the few of the client address that we are seeing over here. And then we also see that there is a field that says host name. Okay, host name. And from here we can see that in that host name, we see that, okay, the name of our host name that we are looking for are already mentioned over here. Okay. So this is another way you guys can kind of follow up on the lab part and kind of get the host name from there, from the pcap file. Okay. So it's Rocketman, Workstation, and Minehome. So that is another way you can kind of approach this lab and kind of complete the thing. So, and even like if you don't have the jig log, one of the things, guys, that I have explained earlier is that maybe what you can do is that you can come up with a Python script, okay, that parses the DHCP log from the DHCP packets from the pcap file and give you the host name. Maybe you can also do that. So I have already explained you guys the base script earlier, using the PyShark script. So maybe what you guys can do is you can approach this lab from a different perspective. Maybe getting one more, maybe utilizing one of the most best option is by kind of writing the script and kind of figuring out those answers rather than depending on the tools like Wireshark or Jig. Maybe I will suggest maybe someone can some of you guys can just develop a script which passes the DHCP packets from that pcap file and get those information for you. Okay, so these are the host name over here. And now if I ask you the IP address, so you already know what is the IP address. So if you just go to the ACK packets, you now know that, okay, thing is that this is a MAC address and this is the IP address. So you can get all the IP addresses just from by looking at the DHCP request packet over here. Okay. So if I go again to the next one, I see that, okay, the DHCP request packet says 139 and the MAC address is the one for that host. Okay. So this is another way to, so this is one of the way by which you can also, like, the two of the questions. One is the host name. So host name you have got, and the other is the, what to say, the IP address. So that is also something you have got. Okay. So now, thing is that you got the IP address, and so few of the questions, like 3 questions are already answered over here. Like the IP address you got, the MAC address you got, the host name you got, and let's say the domain names. Okay. Now let's say the domain names that were queried. Okay. So again, what you can do is that domain names that were queried. So you know now, because I've explained the DNS packet, you know now that whenever there is any kind of, like, let's say any, like if any device is kind of visiting any website, okay, the first thing that it will do is that it will kind of do a DNS query. Okay. So for an example, let's say, like this is a device. Okay, this is a device C1, and it needs to kind of visit, let's say, google.com. Okay. So what it will do first is that it will reach out to the DNS server and get the IP address of that google.com. So let's say the DNS server told the C1 that the IP address is something like 1 dot, 2 dot, something like that. And once it has got that IP address, what it will do is that the computer will reach out to that IP address, okay, and fetch the content from there. Okay. So you know now that, okay, whenever there is any kind of website that is the website that the computer or any kind of device will visit, the first thing they will do is a DNS query. Okay. So what I will do is now is that I'll just do DNS. I'll just do write DNS. And over here, if you see that there are multiple standard queries, right? Multiple standard queries. And thing is that what are the domain names of the compromised website? So you have multiple domains over here. And the question is that I just don't want what are the domain names of the compromised websites. What I want is domain names of the website that were queried. I don't want that. I want the list of compromised website DNS names. Okay. So I just go quickly to your answer. Let me just quickly see what else. Okay. Domain number of compromised websites. So one other thing is that one question to you, Christopher, like any reason why you are mentioning this is smart@server.com? Did you got any hits in the virus total for that? Anything suspicious?
Sir, actually, I found like it was like redirected because the host and the referral were different. Yesterday, you were mentioning that we can identify with the referral and the host. If it is different, it might be a malicious thing. So
Okay.
I came to a conclusion with that thing, sir.
Okay. Okay. Great. Yeah, nice try, actually. So let me just see what else. What would be the what? So this is one of the good approach, and so that's actually quite commendable. Uh, uh, but let's see more, like what else we can do. Like, are there any kind of suspicious websites over there? Okay. So what the thing is that if you see the DNS packets, there are like multiple queries, and obviously, like Christopher highlighted few of the URLs which were a little bit suspicious, and definitely if you dig further on that, okay, you visit that website, see what it is doing. Is it a phishing website or something like that? You can kind of get more confidence that, okay, is that website really malicious or not? Or maybe like you search that website, let's say the virustotal.com, and let's say I pick one of the website over here, like smart@server.com. So you can just do something like just go over here to get more details. Like if so, suppose you found those website as potentially suspicious, so you can kind of maybe next time you can add more do some more additional things on that.